Public Works is capital roads, or maintenance of roads,
Right.
parks, solid waste.
Anything outside PT city limits, and well, any of the cities.
No, we have nothing to do with the city.
Right. That's what I'm saying, anything outside of PT. PT does their own.
Yes.
Do you guys do like Hadlock roads and Chimicum roads then?
And South County and West County, so everything on the west end we do as well.
Right.
There's not much out on the west end.
Not if you ask those folks out there.
Right. Yeah, they want their stuff taken care of. The hoe.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the roads don't need to be maintained out there, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot out there.
You're right.
Yeah, our viewers don't know what the west end is out there, so yeah,
We have the
it's what
shield.
Queets and
Love it out there. I was out there a couple months ago. But I
Hoe
didn't get back
River.
out.
I usually go elk hunting out Hoe River. It's pretty cool out there. I like camping out there at the North Fork or South Fork campground.
So while you're lingering, which you can do, anything, I guess, anything.
Lingering?
Well, yeah, I don't know what else to call it, but that's fine.
I mean, and I'll accept lingering.
Okay, that's good.
It's not. It's almost like loitering, but it's not. So
yeah.
I don't feel like I'm being called a loiterer. Have you seen Pineapple Express movie?
Oh yeah, it's been a
Remember
long
the
time.
scene lingering? The lingerer, the guy that's a lingerer. The guy that comes in and he's buying marijuana from the
Right.
thing and he asks him for Percocet or something.
Uh-huh.
And he gets mad. He's like, lingerer, get this guy out of here. So it was the first thing I thought when he said that.
That's funny.
I haven't seen the movie, but yeah, sorry. While you're here, you want to know anything else about what we do?
No, I might come in with more questions next time. I just feel like next time it'll be a completely different experience. We kind of were just doing this on the whim,
Yeah.
shooting from the hip, and we
Yeah, we just met
it's,
today,
it's
so
the
it's
gold, it's the gold that
Kinda cool
you
to-
see on the internet, and it's really amazing when we come into these places how you're initially treated like that with a camera. It's just a camera, and you're a public employee. And I get that it makes people feel awkward, uncomfortable. We've been to 5 different. We've been to the courthouse, the city hall. We've been to the police department,
health
and
department.
I'm dumbfounded about how public employees treat the public. And it's not. This is frames per second. I'm not coming in here with a gun. You know, I mean, I'm shooting frames per
I
second.
get it, but that's
Right.
not really a fair assessment either. I mean, I think we go out of our way to help people out.
Right.
I mean, I'll say our department, if possible, someone walks in the door,
Right.
we sit down, I walk people across the parking lot to the right
No,
division.
once we kind of broke down things here, you've been. I mean, the last 2-3 minutes.
You've
has
been very
great,
cordial.
and it's exactly how you should have been when we came in. But
Right.
and that's part of the working in a public capacity. When you sign up to work for the public and take public tax dollars, transparency, freedom of the press, our literal First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution, and then there comes to a point where there's de-escalation, and we're just like normal people, and you just don't even pretend it's there.
Right,
And
but I think in our society right now, if you guys came in the
I get
building
it.
and you said, hey, you know, we're really interested in what you're doing, and hey, we want to get you on film, telling you know, we don't have any questions, we kind of want to know what you do. Why don't you
yeah,
walk us through your
but
if you walk in and you have sort of an adversarial air about you, and I mean, it just, man, what do you expect?
Well,
as a result?
the problem is I'm not here to have an ego and trump my constitution all over your office. It's more to create awareness and educate. But it's really interesting when it's someone that your tax dollars pay. And
you say you're from Port Angeles?
I am, yeah.
So your tax dollars don't pay.
Mine
If
do.
I go buy a candy bar at QFC,
Yeah, I own
if I
3
go buy a
properties
candy
here in
bar
Port
at
Townsend.
QFC, my tax dollars don't
Jefferson
come
County.
here, even if it's 4 cents on that candy bar.
What percentage of
Well,
your
let's not argue semantics about that because I already know what's right, and we know the laws when we come into these buildings. We know that we cannot go beyond this point. I know that I cannot hold my camera past this thing here. You know, and it's educational on both ends. We learn something about the department if we want to. Matt got his tabs earlier when we went to the auditor's office. They were so helpful. That was the best experience.
Yeah,
we
actually,
had
that
all
was
day long.
that was the best
And
one because everybody they're like,
Two
hey, what are you
cameras, 5
doing? And it's
people,
like,
everybody's having
I'm
a
just
good
having,
day.
you know,
And
filming.
they're not afraid of this. And again, when when our founding fathers, came up with these rights, freedom of the press.
Founding fathers came up with those rights. There were people walking around with cell phones, putting
That
videos
doesn't-
on the internet
There
for
want-
purposes that aren't.
We're not doing any of this for nefarious purposes.
Well, but again, you didn't come in here and tell us that.
But I don't have to do that. That's
Again, but we
your
have to
Part of the
So
right.
you work in a public capacity, so that's you just have to expect that. And your feelings don't trump the Constitution.
No, and exactly, we have to. Your words. We have to expect that. We expect that because we have
Right.
staff and we have to be.
All makes and models for all makes and models. There's a butt for every seat, and maybe you get somebody that comes in and they're not. Their appearance scares you.
No.
Or makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, it can happen. I mean, we often judge, a book by its cover.
Well, someday.
Right. Well,
No, we hope that our public officials don't.
Hey,
How's it going?
How you doing?
hey, Mark,
just fine.
do you work here, Mark?
What's your purpose here, gentlemen?
We're taking video and pictures
Okay,
and documenting the building.
for what purpose?
For investigative journalism. Since you approached me, what is your first and last name?
I'm not gonna answer the question.
This is a public employee, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I think he is.
I am,
He's Mark at Public Works,
Sorry.
no.
but he will not even give us the respect of telling us who he is. I'm presuming it's Mark because
Well,
they called him
respect
Mark.
goes two ways. This
Yeah.
is a workspace, and you're.
So, Mark, is me coming into this building and practicing my First Amendment freedom of the press?
You have access to the front area, and if
Oh,
you-
I
if you-
don't?
If you have business.
Why am
in
I
the
standing
building,
here?
Because nobody has chosen to,
The limit.
Man.
It's the limit of where they can.
Can you
pass it.
believe this?
there we go.
I know. Crazy. Almost as bad
Okay, I
as
stand corrected, there's the limit sign.
And I'll go right up to that.
almost
limit
as
sign
bad
and
as
I already
Mike down
did.
at City Hall. At least he's talking to us though.
Haven't been ushered out, or what was I told to sit?
Can we talk for a second? Sure. We'll be right back, you guys.
Hey, Mike, Mark, one word: de-escalation. I've had enough. These people are getting me fired up. I'm dumbfounded. Oh, I was gonna ask one other thing. I was gonna ask if they called the police and we should wait around.
What time is it? Oh yeah. I gotta get out of here soon. My wife's gonna be showing up.
Where's it? You got Port
She's over there, yeah.
Yeah, we're about there. We got.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
You as well. Eric, one quick question before we leave. Do we need to stick around for authorities? Did somebody call authorities?
I think they did, but I mean, I don't know that there's any.
No, I don't believe they're coming. There's no
Because we'd love to.
reason to.
We'd love to hang out and talk with them. We've already talked with them once today.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I actually call, I don't know what happened, but, basically,
Yeah, no problem.
there's no reason for them to come out, so.
Right. And we hate to waste or have anyone waste public tax dollars.
Right.
Right, yeah, no, it was just a review of like, what's happening, what should we do, and is this something that is a concern?
Right. Okay.
Very out of our norm.
No,
I'm sure it is,
I-
and you know, you're doing great.
Yeah, well, no, and that's, I mean, that's exactly, we're here for,
To serve the public.
yeah,
All right. Thank you for your time.
yeah.
Have a good day.
Eric, wanted me to stick for just
Oh,
a second.
okay.
Sorry about that. Rudy.
I'm glad we smoothed things out.
Yeah, no worries. I figured out. Like I said, just if anything, if like a word of advice is.
Well, here's the deal. You don't give somebody a heads up to see if they're going to treat you with disrespect. If that's what you're telling me to call first, say, Eric, we're coming in with cameras. No, that's not the way it works. That's not how a First Amendment audit works. It's just, you know.
All right.
If I want to make a complaint on Mr. Al, is it through you or do I go through somebody at the county?
You could go through. It seems like a good place to start.
All right.
Yeah. I
Did
can't
you
remember if
catch
you
the
guys-
conversation
I
with
didn't. I'm
him and
sorry, I
I?
walked away for a second.
I'll send
I
you the
apologize
video.
for
Do you got a
that.
card?
Yeah. That's not me. Chelsea, do you have any of my cards there? I don't know if you guys said it. If you didn't, it's fine. But so I know first names.
Mike and
And Matt.
Matt. Okay, Mike and Matt. And you probably don't want to share your last name, I assume.
Smith.
Okay.
What's so funny?
Well, I'm assuming that Smith being a generic name that you're not being honest with me, but it could be.
Michael Richard Smith.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Michael Smith.
Most common first and last name in the United States.
Good on you.
Not John?
You know, it could be, but I sold cars for 18 years, and I always say that. You know,
Oh,
built some
yeah.
conversation,
I was like,
get a laugh out of somebody. You know. All right, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you,
care,
guys. Have a good day.